What's up, real world? Twisted Luck. Hope everybody's good. Thank you for being here. I am going to talk about, now we had this latest incident in Texas, and I'm going to talk about something here, and I'm not going to directly relate it to this incident. As you know, one of the things I first started doing on this channel, and one of my goals, which is kind of taking a backseat to just our rights in general, but analyzing and criticizing police events. And this event here, a lot of people are making a lot of, and I'm not for the police and I'm not against the police. Everybody that's been here knows that. I'm not pro, I'm not anti. I'm pro good people. That's it, right? So no matter who you are, if you're a good person doing the right thing, I'm for you, and I will call you out and support you and back you up. But for the bad ones, I will do just the opposite. There's a lot of people making some claims on this incident against the police, so I'm not defending them or going against them here. This is why I'm going to make this general and not just about this. Because I personally don't have enough information to make a fair judgment, in my opinion. And that's all that matters, because it's my opinion. So, but I'm going to talk about, they talked about the response, right? The response and the response time and the amount of time that the suspect was inside before they stopped him. So that's what I'm going to talk about here. After that, after I'm done with this, I'll do it after, so people who don't care about it can just finish the video if they want to. But I have another update with my hit and run DUI. Just now got an update, just now. Good news. So after we're done with this, I'll talk about that. So people are saying that he went in, the timeline of this thing, it looks like he was potentially in that school for an hour and a half before he was officially in custody, right? We know what that means, but in custody, before the threat was neutralized. Looks like an hour and a half. And I'm judging that from the time that they first started receiving calls, 911 calls of shots in the area heard, to the time that they went in and said, okay, no more threat. So that puzzles me a little bit. So I'm going to tell you what should have happened, in my opinion. And in my opinion, if you have a situation like that, especially in a school, especially in an elementary school, right, where there's reports of, or it even sounds like these things are going on, then a lot of people think that, well, the police, they've got to stop outside, they've got to devise a plan. What if there's only one cop there? He's got to wait for backup. They got to figure out where the person is, maybe get a map of the place to know where to go and work this out. Meanwhile, pop, 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 right? So this is not the way to do it. You go in there and you stop that threat, right? That's how you do it. That's what happens. Even if there's only one person on scene, that's what happens. If there's only one cop, pop, 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 you're going in, period. You're going in. I will tell you, if I am walking past a place like that and I hear pop, 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 and I see police, whether it's 1, 5, whatever, standing outside devising a plan, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run past them and I'm going to go in myself if they're not going to do it. I am going to do it. And again, we're only talking about this because it's being talked about. There are other things, there's a lot of elements here, but this has become a thing, so we're talking about this. Now, some people might think that's crazy. Some people will say, no, police should never do that, because what good are they if, something happens? Well, I will tell you, here's how I have seen training for this exact scenario. Training for this scenario, I'm going to walk you through exactly what the training was for that exact scenario. It's a mock scenario. We had a mock scenario in an actual school with an actual person inside with airsoft, and that was it. Everything else was imagination, right? We don't know where in there he is, other than what we can hear. We're told we get reports of what sounds like pew pew in the area of that place. So we, you start going, because you got to take that seriously. Oh, in the area of a school, all right, let's step this up a bit. On your way there, now you're getting, the dispatch is telling you, you're getting multiple reports of this, and reports of it actively going on within the school. So now, you step it up. You get there. You're being told what you hear and what you see, right? You see people running out in this way, people screaming, and you hear pew, 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 all over the place inside. What do? Do you stop and ask questions? Give me a description. Where are they? How many? Do you do all these things? This is not what you do. You go in to the sound, wherever the sound is, because you got to remember, those are kids inside, right? So you got to pretend those are your kids inside. And I will tell you, there is nothing in this world I will not destroy for my kids and my family, right? I will tear the entire world down if I have to, just like that, without thinking twice, for my kids. So you got to think those are your kids inside, right? And what do you want someone else to do? Do you want them to hang out outside and devise a plan? Well, you hear pew, 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 pew. No. So this is why you train that way. You train that you're going right in and you're going to find it. And I did catch a couple airsoft in going in. I was able to keep going though. And we eliminated the threat ultimately. But the training is that you just go in. There is no time for, in a situation like that, there is no time for that. But to me, this is basic common sense and logic. This is not something that needs training. This is not something that needs to be a police thing. This is a thing that would be just me, just regular. Right now, if I'm just driving by and I hear and I see and I'm like, holy S, I am going to intervene. That's what I'm going to do. And if I'm the only one there and I see that going on, I'm going in to do everything that I can to stop this immediately. And you always have to remember too, don't assume it's just one person. No matter what the scenario is, any event like that that's going on. You always assume there's more than one, and you never stop looking, right? You got one, don't wipe your brow and be like, oh, all right, we finished that. No, you continue searching until you've searched every inch, because element of surprise. There's that incident in a Walmart years ago that was caught on surveillance video, where there was, I guess right in the entrance to the Walmart, there's like a money center or whatever, some kind of little, in one of those little cubby things Walmart has where they do different types of business. And that's just inside the doors, and there's people in line there, right? Well, a guy comes in, pew pew, inside the store. And you see people waiting in this money center. Now, he's walking right past this money center. So the money center, here's the front doors, money center's here. He's walking right into the store, right? And you see somebody who is carrying concealed in that money center, kind of look around, he draws, he's going to intervene. You can see in that video that he is going to intervene, right? So he comes out and he comes out behind this guy. He's being kind of stealthy, trying not to be seen by this guy. He's going to take out this threat. Meanwhile, the guy is walking into the store, pew pew. Random people, right? So this guy, very noble of him. He's going to be the hero. He's not looking to be a hero, probably. He's looking to help people, which is what a lot of good people will do, right? Which is why the Second Amendment is a good thing, not a bad thing. More people like him is what we need. But maybe give it a little more thought, maybe a little more training, whatever. I don't want to knock this guy because he meant well. So he's following this guy. The guy turns through like the clothing department or something. And when he turns, the second guy, the good guy, raises up and he takes aim. Now, what he doesn't see But we see in surveillance video, leading up to that moment, there's a second person. The first guy's wife or girlfriend or whatever came in also to do the same thing. But they weren't together. They were spaced out. So there was a big gap. So the good guy never thought of more than one aggressor. He just tunnel vision. This is the threat, gotta stop this. And that cost him, because before he could do anything, when he took aim, the female dropped him. And he lost that day, along with many other people. And then the two just went on as if, that guy was never even there to intervene. They just kept doing their thing. So you're no good if you don't give it some thought. And, a fluid, rapid situation like that, you're not going to be able to stop and break things down. All right, let me see you. What's this? What's this? What's this? This is why you have to have scenarios in your head. This is why training, even just regular citizens, they should do training and even go through mental drills, right? And not because you're paranoid or anything like that, just because you prepare for anything. It's the same reason we wear a seatbelt. We're not paranoid, it's just in case, right? It's just in case. But something like that, had he given the thought of a second or third or fifth person, that would have been different. Maybe he would have set back a little bit, observe first, don't rush right in, right behind him, look around you, be aware of your surroundings. So the same thing with the school. You want to rush right in, right? But you want to be aware. You don't want to have that tunnel vision. But this is specifically what you trained for. Specifically what you trained for. To literally not build a command center outside as you pew, 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 inside, right? You hear all this and come up with a plan and wait for special teams. No, you got to go in there and you got to take care of this, and you got to do it now. So I don't know what they did there. I don't know. I wasn't there, right? We weren't there. So again, this is why I'm not talking specifically about that incident. I'm hearing claims that are being made. So I am saying what the training is like and what I think common sense is like. So to do anything other than what I just described, I think is reckless, personally. Don't know what they did. I don't know, wasn't there. But there's claims being made. Most times you don't want, like just the wild, wild west, right? Because that's just reckless and crazy and it can go wrong. In a situation like this, yes, wild, wild west. Just go and stop it. That's it, But there's a lot more to this incident, right? There's a lot of questions, a lot of ironies, and again, like our crystal ball, we knew it was coming, right? Not maybe that specific incident, but we knew something like that was coming soon. And lo and behold, just like the Buffalo one the week prior that we also saw coming, it happened. So we just have a well-tuned crystal ball. But to anybody questioning or arguing, people arguing police should do this, police shouldn't do that, that is what police should do. And that is what police are actually trained to do. So we don't know. We don't know what happened. And, so we can't talk about it. Just like, kind of like Elon Musk. I talked about Elon Musk yesterday, making the statements that, to have certain types of things, because they have a scary name, you should be well vetted and have special permits, not just regular permits. You should have to jump through hoops. What that means is you should have to pay more money, because that's what it's all about, right? You can get different class licenses. Pay more money. That's all you just pay more money. So it's all about money, right? So Elon, stick to what you know, which is very, very important. Stick to the very important things that are crucial to human existence, like shooting cars on a rocket ship up into space so cars can float around freely in space. Because this is detrimental. We need this. So Elon should, I think, just stick to, shooting cars into space. Rather, because that's something that he knows. He knows about cars that drive themselves and rocket ships and things like that. So he obviously he should be shooting cars on rocket ships into space, not talking about things that he is not well versed on, because suggesting that just opens up a whole bunch of different things. But that's off topic. You know, we're not going to talk about red flags or anything like that in this video because that's not the topic. I mainly wanted to just paint the picture of what should happen in an event like that, what should have happened if it didn't happen, and so you let me know what you think. But to me, with or without any kind of training like that, it seems logical and common sense, and we just need more pew pew good guys. That's the solution, right? That's to stop all these restrictions on people. Not allowed to have that here, not allowed to have that here. No, I think we would rather have good people with them who are trained in them than to have people like that, just the bad people, right? Because the bad people are not going to follow any rules or anything like that. So wouldn't we want more good people? Just my opinion. That's my opinion anyway. The answer is not, you know, take away or make it more difficult for good people to defend and protect themselves and the people around them and their families. That's not the answer. The answer is more of that. That's it. You know, that's, you know, where I stand, the same as many of you. So anyway, that's on that. You know, again, not directly related to the Texas event because we don't know about the Texas event. This is all we know. This is a general thing. So on to the DUI, hit and run lady. I actually just left her house and I collected payment from her in cash. Didn't fully see that coming, but she, like I said before, she was wanting to, she said she wanted to make it right and she felt bad and all this, and I think part of it she did mention when she goes to court, if she's able to tell the judge that she made it right. So I went and I got a good estimate for a customer pay estimate, not an insurance pay estimate, because we know how that works. Something else comes up, no big deal, they just bill the insurance company. I made them very, very aware of the situation that, hey, I got like a one-time shot here, you know, and this lady said she's got other cases and she's probably going to be in jail or something, so, you know, I don't want it under, you know, so, and they did a fair estimate, and she did pay it. I gave her the estimate yesterday, and she paid me today. She said she wanted to get it taken care of right away. So I have to give her credit where it's due, right? I have to say I at least respect her for making that right, but there's still a bigger issue. And I had a little talk with her when I picked it up. I was like, you know, there's still a much bigger issue here. You know, you're kind of a danger, and this is something that you got to work on. You know, aside from telling the judge you paid for the damages you caused, how about show that you are working on making some changes so you don't jeopardize people anymore, right? Luckily, it was just property this time, but, you know, thankfully. But she's hurt people before. We know this. So, but she made good on that, so I did appreciate that. I love putting $70 in for a few gallons of Joey B every other day just to top off. That's a treat. So all right, real quick, I got to tell one more story, because obviously you got to tell this story. You always have to tell this story, the one that got away, but I have a witness. So yeah, oh man, this is crazy. So we went to the beach yesterday. Wife and took the kids to the beach. It was such an amazing day. We had a great, perfect, fun, happy day. It was a perfect day for it, and I decided to go fishing too. So brought a fishing pole and got some live shrimp and stuff. You know, just make a day of it. Just everybody have fun, do stuff, and it was a good time. You know, kids played in the sand, looked for shells. There was this, you know, we not safe from the sky art, even at the beach there, even at the ocean. The sky art still follows you. There was this big, it was also cool, this big giant log or tree or something, looked super old, had washed up. It was on the beach, and I don't know exactly what it was. You tell me if anybody knows what that is or whatever, where potentially stuff like that comes from. I don't know. It's obviously very old. Looks like it's been in the water a long time. It was so heavy. It looked like, you know, kind of like dry petrified wood. Maybe you could just pick it up. No, I couldn't even budge that thing. It was so heavy, but it was so cool. And we got some really cool, it was like a good photo opportunity. Took some different pictures with it and the sunset behind. It was pretty cool. But we had a great time. So go fishing, right? I've been fishing here at this location many times, and I've actually caught the biggest fish I ever caught there. And, you know, I don't think I've ever been there and never caught anything. So yesterday I caught a whiting, you know, small whiting, whatever. It's just fun, you know, catch and release. But then I cast it out there. My pole is set in a holder stuck in the sand, right? I'm turning around, I'm taking a picture or video of my wife, and then I hear my drag. Luckily I had set my drag really, or a lot lighter when I casted it out, and I hear it, whee! And as soon as I turn, the pole, it pulled the holder out of the sand, boom, went down. It's headed for the water. So I grabbed, so this was something pretty big. I've not had this happen before. So I grabbed the pole, I chased it, grabbed it, and no joke, before I could even begin to fight or, you know, tighten the drag or try to anything, he had run out every bit of my line, and then it just ripped it off the reel. Every bit of my line. So he was moving quick. So as I'm realizing this, I didn't realize what happened. You know, I feel that it's going in and all of a sudden it's just loose and nothing. And my wife is standing right next to me, and she starts freaking out. She says, "Oh my God, he's huge." She looks, he's jumping up out of the water, and I look out there, and he kept jumping, so I got to see it too. Massive. I wish I was recording, but my hands were full. And I don't know, I'm not sure exactly what it was. It might have been a giant bluefish, potentially, but it was so big. And I had 50-pound spider wire that I was using, and honestly I was using some pretty lightweight rigs and stuff, so I kind of, and I had more, and I hadn't changed them yet to heavier duty, and I had steel leaders and everything too, but my little rigs, they were a little light, so I feel like he probably would have broke that anyway. So lesson learned, don't wait to change that stuff. I should have changed it, but oh my God, what a the one that got away story. It was so big, I didn't even get the chance to fight him for a minute. He was just, oh, and then seeing him, he's like teasing me, he's like, haha, look what you can't have, jumping out of the water back and forth. He stayed like right in that area jumping, probably because, I mean, hopefully now, unfortunately, he's got that line, hopefully he'll get rid of it. If he is a bluefish, he's got obviously very sharp teeth, so he'll probably I like to tell myself he figured it out, but I don't know. For anybody that's into fishing, you feel my pain there, and then it's not often that you have that happen, and then you get the tease where he just keeps showing himself to you, and I mean just massive. It by far would have been the biggest fish I had ever caught, and maybe the biggest fish I've ever seen up close personally. You know, that wasn't on a wall or in a tank or something, but amazing. But it was still just a great time. We're definitely going back, because now I'm on a mission. I'm going after him, damn it. I'm going after him. He started this war, and I'll finish it. So anyway, let me know what you think. We covered a lot of topics here, but the main topic, I just want to put that out there. The training and what should be done. And I don't think you even need the training. To me, it's just logic and common sense. It's what I would do just as a regular person. So share your thoughts. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Twisted Luck Truth. I'll see you soon.